very good morning to all staff and teachers of Rosai. I'm sure we are all very excited for the Caltech Tech team to be sharing with us their EdTech platform, GameLearn. So let's put our hands together and we'll give them a warm welcome.
Good morning, Principal Nair, Vice Principals, Department Heads, and all. We're here today to present to you GameLearn, an innovative AI-powered gamified learning solution developed by us at Caltech SG for you at Rosai School. I'm Ben, and here together with my teammates Song-Hyun, Donovan, Zuong, and Ting-En, we will show you how GameLearn will transform the classroom and better learning outcomes here at Rosai School. I'm sure that this is a familiar sight for many of you. Kids glued to their screen at any chance they get. It is no secret that all children today are growing up in an ever more digitalized world, and the same can be said for your students. So why does this pose a challenge? Well, the prevalent use of digital devices shortens attention span. Did you know that students who consume short-form video content had more than 5 times the error rate on attention tests as compared to their peers? That's a lot. Well, this will make traditional teaching methods a lot less effective. And furthermore, passive learning environments will also lead to disengaged students who will then suffer from poor knowledge retention. So what's the solution? I'm sure that many of you in this room are familiar with these two logos. On the left is a tool used by many teachers to make quizzes for students feel more fun, Kahoot. I'm sure that most of you here have tried using it in your classrooms to great effect. On the right is Duolingo, a renowned language teaching app that has taught millions of users around the globe new languages. What these two have in common is that they are both gamified learning solutions. Well, so what makes gamified learning so good? It combines the aspects of what makes kids love digital devices so much with education, and hence is a great solution to today's educational problems. Studies have shown that it can increase engagement by up to 60% and retention by up to 30%. Furthermore, it also has interactive and adaptive capabilities, which allows us to personalize education to individual needs. Furthermore, as many of you are aware, MOE also highly endorses AI and tech-driven approaches in their EdTech master plan. I'll now be passing on the time on to Zong to tell you more about GameLearn and its features.
So we've just heard from Ben about the challenges of traditional teaching. Also facing this, Rosai School has taken a significant step forward by implementing the AI-enabled adaptive learning system for ALS for Primary 5 mathematics. This has been a game changer in personalizing education and improving student outcomes. But what if we could take this even further? What if we could enhance the learning experience to not just math, but across subjects and levels? This is where GameLearn comes in. So imagine a learning environment where students don't just absorb information, but actively engage with it through challenges and rewards. That's exactly what GameLearn delivers. So GameLearn isn't just another gamified tool. It's an AI-powered learning platform designed specifically to integrate seamlessly with Rosai's existing infrastructure and to expand beyond the scope of ALS. So what are the features of GameLearn? The first one is AI personalized learning. So GameLearn tailors learning to each student's needs. After admission, students will receive recommendations on their strengths and weaknesses, as well as suggested next practice or follow-up exercises. And for example, a student struggling with math concepts can enroll in a finals revision track designed specifically based on their needs. The next feature is engagement through gamification. So this is where learning truly comes alive with GameLearn. Here you can take this GameLearn Science Lab, for example. Students don't just watch the simulation videos, but they actively conduct experiments in this virtual environment. And they also have the chance to be immersed in this game-like experience, earning XP points and solving problems under time limit. And this reinforces concepts in an immersive and interactive way. The last feature is data-driven teaching. So when our team visited Rosai School and talked to some of the teachers, they mentioned how hard it is for them to identify struggling students before they fall too far behind. So with GameLearn, this is no longer a problem because we have real-time updates and analytics that will help teachers spot learning gaps early to provide feedback and data-driven decisions. So with this, GameLearn really empowers teachers to make the data-driven decisions to boost students' outcomes. So that's an overview of what GameLearn offers. Now I'll give it to Brendan to tell you more about how exactly these apply to the real benefits.
As you've discussed, GameLearn is GameLearn is designed to reinvent learning through AI-powered gamifications. But what does this mean for Rosai specifically? Let me walk you through the key benefits. First of all, it provides engagement. Traditional methods struggle to keep students attentive. GameLearn transforms learning into an interactive experience, making learning more like a game rather than a task. This boosts motivation and knowledge retention, ensuring students stay actively involved. GameLearn also provides personalization. Every student learns at a different pace, and GameLearn adapts to this. Our AI-driven platform analyzes every single student's performances and recommends targeted exercises to strengthen their weak areas, ensuring that your students receive tailored support, optimizing their learning journey. Lastly, we empower educators. With real-time analytics, our AI-powered feedback provides actionable insights, enabling your teachers to customize lessons, offer timely interventions, and enhance overall teaching effectiveness. Ultimately, GameLearn aligns perfectly with Rosai's vision for innovative education and integrates well with your existing AI infrastructure and has the potential to expand across multiple subjects. With this, let me now pass the time on to Tinga, who will walk you through the implementation plan.
Thank you, Brandon. Now, have you realized that time in a school term, usually 10 to 14 weeks, sometimes tends to fly by so quickly, especially when you are engrossed with taking care of your students and teaching while taking them? Well, we have adapted GameLearn to be implemented for across 14 weeks as well, and we hope that it will be integrated as seamlessly and hassle-free as the school term usually flows. Now, breaking our timeline down, we have 3 main phases. For the first phase, we have conceptualization that we have scheduled to take place for 1 week. During this phase, we will hold in-depth consultations with teaching staff from Rosai to better understand the needs of the school. We will also produce initial mock-ups to ensure that our vision aligns with your educational objectives. In the next phase, development and integration, it can be further broken down into 3 stages, each lasting for 2 weeks. Firstly, we will be modifying KTS's existing KO game framework to better meet educational objectives specifically. For the next 2 weeks, we will be having feature developments after communicating with your team to implement the features that you have specifically requested. And in the last 2 weeks, we will be integrating the features into Rosai's pre-existing systems while ensuring that there are no hiccups and we do not interrupt the normal lesson flow for the students. For the third phase, we now have final testing, validation, and deployment, which will last for about 7 weeks. During this phase, we will conduct pilot rollouts into randomly selected classes to gain feedback from teachers and students to know how we can better improve on our plan. We will also conduct training sessions with your educators and staff so that they are well equipped to tackle GameLearn and teach the students how to use the platform. Now, perhaps you may be wondering, why should we implement this solution right now? As Swam previously mentioned, Rosai has already implemented their AOS framework for Primary 5 mathematics. Additionally, after communicating with your educators, we have realized that you have Imagine Cup and related programs for AI and technical skills for your students. As they are now currently somewhat familiar with such technology, we hope to build on this momentum to help them more quickly adapt to our GameLearn technology. This will make it efficient for them to better learn and adapt to the system, therefore benefiting from the gamified and personalized technology. More important, and equally importantly, for Rosai, we also hope that the school will be able to become a leader in this evolution technology and perhaps helping other schools in this development in the future through collaborations. Therefore, this is our timeline for 14 weeks. I'll pass the time on to Don, who will take us through the pricing models.
Thank you, Tinga. Now, our team will offer 2 flexible pricing models. Firstly, under the licensing model, there will be a one-time upfront payment of $100,000. This will be followed by annual payments of $15,000 for maintenance. Next, under the subscription model, there will be annual payments of $60,000. Breaking it down, this is $5,000 a month, or just $280 per student per month, less than a single plate of chicken rice. Of course, these are not set in stone and are customizable to suit your requirements. Now, with that, we truly believe that GameLearn will empower your teachers to pinpoint and close the learning gaps of your students. With your support, we can elevate the potential of every single student in Rosyth together. Now, are you ready to game change learning? What we would like to offer next is an opportunity for you to experience what it's like to actually use GameLearn hands-on. If you'd like to discuss next steps, please refer to our contact information on this slide. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you for your time and attention.
Okay, our team will not be taking any questions that you guys have about our product.
So I'm just thank you so much for your insightful presentation. So Zhong, how does the GameLearn ensure that students will develop a deeper understanding of the concept rather than just like memorizing the answers to progress?
Thank you for your question. I think that's a very valid concern, considering this is like a gamified platform. But I think it should not be a problem for GameLearn because of the way that we implement or we design the questions. To be specific, students will be asked questions that will require them to do problem solving and reasoning for their answers. So for example, in the science subject, students get asked like, what would happen if you change the amount level you water a plant every day? So students can leverage GameLearn to use the lab for simulating the change. So that's what GameLearn is for. But then the question one, like why that would happen, like so they will see the change, but why that change happens, they will have to draw on their own knowledge to answer. Yeah, and also like for the questions that students answer, if they answer incorrectly, we will have the AI-powered generated prompts to kind of help them to reanalyze and retry. And even if students answer correctly, the system will also kind of dive into the answer to break down and kind of advise if there should be any changes.
I have a question. So thank you for your presentation. This question is for Ting En. So like, can you elaborate more on like the type of feedback your team is looking for during the pilot rollout and how your team actually plans on using it effectively?
Thank you for your question. That is really insightful, and I feel like it will help us understand more about how the school will truly benefit from the feedback that you have given us. So we believe that the feedback that we will return, we will hope to collect, can be split into both qualitative and quantitative. So for quantitative feedback, we hope to get user analytics from the system that we have tested, such as information on their engagement rates and their completion rates, because they will be able to track how they are coping with the difficulty of the program, which is quite important as we hope that the learning curve is not too steep and is gradual and they can adapt to it even better. Additionally, for the qualitative feedback, we hope to receive interviews and surveys from both teachers and students. So for students, we hope to collect the information from a wide demographic of students and also take into consideration those with different learning styles and different levels of different technical levels. So this way we can gather feedback from a large variety while considering for all groups and make sure everyone is represented. Meanwhile, for the teachers, we can conduct more one-on-one interviews with them to understand how well their students are coping. And from a teacher's perspective, which may be quite different from a student, how they feel like their own students can benefit from this. So with this wide range of information given, we hope to further refine the ideas to make it specific to Rosyth, and everyone can benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you for the very insightful presentation. I enjoyed it a lot, and particularly I can imagine how students in my classes would be very excited to engage in my lessons with GameLearn. And so I have a question for Ben. Earlier you rightfully mentioned that there are tools like Kahoot already exist for educators to use, right? And then so why should we use your product since they are already effective and like cheaper?
Yeah, that's a good question. you're right to say that there already are products out there that you guys can use. However, these products are designed, like Kahoot, are designed for a broad application, and they definitely are not going to address the specific needs of your curriculum. However, at GameLearn, we'll work with you, our team will work with you and make sure that the product is tailored to your teaching specifications and also your students' needs. So I believe that what we can produce for you would definitely be better than any product you can find out there. If you have any concerns about the pricing, you can look for Donovan.
Understand. Thank you.
Earlier you all mentioned that there are two pricing models. So would it be possible to switch between the pricing models if I find that the one I pick is not suitable for me?
Okay, thank you for the question. So our team will be open to allowing switching of models, but any payments made up to that point of switching will be non-refundable. But what we will do instead is to apply a portion of the payments already made to the new model. So for example, if you switch from a licensing model to a subscription model, what we will do is we will take the one-time upfront payment that you have already paid and we will waive, like say, 1 year's worth of the subscription fees. If you were to switch from like a subscription model to the licensing model, we will take the subscription payments you have already made and sort of discount the licensing fee, so you won't have to pay the full 100,000 upfront payment. Of course, the exact terms will have to be discussed as it will depend on many factors such as the timing you decide to switch. But generally, what we want to do is to offer you the flexibility to cater to your evolving needs. Hope that clarifies.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, so you have mentioned like how GameLearn is specific to Rosai, so will it be implemented for other schools as well?
Okay, to answer you, the answer is no. It will be only for you guys. So we built GameLearn like based on your current existing AI infrastructure. Just to share with you, actually only 1 out of 28 schools have an AI infrastructure in place now. So that's a core reason why we chose Rosai to work with. And yeah, we work around your personal AI infrastructure. So the answer there, we are only going to work with you for GameLearn.
Thank you for your insightful presentation. So are there any hidden costs beyond the stated fees?
Okay, thank you for that question. So, during the implementation, you may be wondering if there are additional costs for training, onboarding, and any other miscellaneous fees, but all the costs will be included in the price, in the amount stated in the pricing models. So, yeah, there will not be any additional costs during the implementation. However, after GameLearn has been implemented fully, if you require any additional things such as like additional training sessions or additional features that were not discussed during the conceptualization phase, we would have an additional fee for that. And this additional fee will have to be discussed later on. But yeah, any additional fees would be upfront. So what we discuss will be exactly what you have to pay. There will be no other hidden additional costs other than that. And so, yeah, but if you require additional features after the full implementation, there will not be any changes to our annual fees. Yeah, even though there are additional features.
I understand. That sounds quite reasonable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would anyone have any more questions for our team? If not, thank you. We look forward to meeting you on another day to discuss that.